And while not a member of the bicameral Congress Committee, I will share any and all information.
Mag-share daw siya ng information. Di ba? Meaning to say, one way of saying na malinis siya. Malinis siya kasi, unang-una, di man pinakita na ang hearing nila. Pero pumunta raw siya dyan to share information. Okay? Parang kinuha lang siya as resource person ba dyan, di ba? Tingnan nyo, gaano nila, di ba? Gaano sila katakot dito.
Narito ang Balitang Pinoy TV.
Okay. Heto po, update po tayo ngayong hapon, no? Pag-usapan natin una, ito si Erwin Tulfo. Ano ba si Erwin Tulfo? Anong nangyari kay Erwin? Itong si Erwin Tulfo ay hinamon itong si Orly Guteza. Kung naka-remember kayo ni Orly Guteza, ito yung tumistigo, no? Parang nilabel pa na witness raw ni Marcoleta. Gawa pa silang witness raw ni Marcoleta. Na siya yung nag-expose na naghahatid sila ng pera, no? Ng basura sa bahay ni Martin Romualdez. Ngayon ay hinamon ito ni Erwin Tulfo ngayon. Hinamon ito ni Erwin Tulfo kasi si Erwin Tulfo na yung Blue Ribbon Committee. Mamaya pag-usapan natin ito. Okay, pag-usapan natin yan. At ano pa bang meron dito? Ito, ang panukalang budget na 6.793 trillion national budget sa 2026 pasado na ng Kamara. Pasado na raw sa Kamara. Ang tanong, pasado na ba sa taong bayan? Kung pasado yan sa Kamara, delikado tayo niyan. Pasado na sa Kamara pero sa taong bayan, ano kaya? Pasado ba sa taong bayan? Di ba mauulit na naman ang korupsyon? At ito, breaking news. Meron po tayong breaking news. Si dating House Speaker Martin Romualdez nagpakita na at nagsalita sa ambush interview dahil umattend po ito sa hearing ng ICI. Mamaya ipakita natin yung video na yan, okay? So yun po ang mga pag-uusapan ngayong hapon na ito. Maiinit ito lahat okay? Pero bago ang lahat, bago natin ito pag-uusapan, help me po na i-like muna ha at i-share itong video na ito para guys kakalat ito sa taong bayan. Okay? Sabay-sabay nating i-like muna at i-share itong video natin, Facebook at YouTube. 1, 2, 3, go! Okay? Like and share para maraming makalam. And also guys, paki-subscribe at paki-follow ito para lagi kayong updated sa mga balita na kagaya nito. At ma-notify ang inyong mga cellphones kung meron tayong breaking news. Okay? So, kagaya nito, breaking news ito. So, sabay-sabay natin i-follow, i-subscribe, Facebook at YouTube. Ready? Follow, subscribe. 1, 2, 3, go! Ayan, thank you very much. Ito. Si Martin Romualdez ninyo. Ito, nagpakita na. Ito, panoorin ninyo.
Magandang umaga. Okay. And while not a member of the bicameral Congress Committee, I will share any and all information.
Mag-share daw siya ng information. Di ba? Meaning to say, one way of saying na malinis siya. Malinis siya kasi, unang-una, di man pinakita na ang hearing nila. Pero pumunta raw siya dyan to share information. Okay? Parang kinuha lang siya as resource person ba dyan, di ba? Tingnan nyo, gaano nila, di ba? Gaano sila katakot dito. Hindi pa nila ina-hold accountable, kundi mag-share pa ng information, kakapal ng mukha. Wow! Kasi po, sa the way sa pananalita niya dito, no, ni Martin Romualdez, ang kakapal ng mukha mo, sir. Kapal talaga ng mukha mo. Parang wala lang nangyari, di ba?
To help determine the truth and to give all the facts and information.
Kaya raw siya nandyan kasi tutulong siya para raw mapadali itong investigasyon na ito. Paano yan? Kung mag-investigate sila para malaman kung sino mastermind, ipupunta yan sa'yo. What if ba? Tutulong ka?
I will be here to help in any way.
Help.
Speed up the resolution of...
Speed up the resolution. Speed up o ikaw yung magiging dahilan dyan na hindi na pupunta yan sa'yo? Nakakatawa, di ba? Ay, nako.
The fact-finding investigation of Gansha.
So yung communication Release your salad!
Oh, your salin raw. Hoy! Romualdez, salin mo!
Hiningin ako. Ano siya?
So, alam nyo, hindi ko alam kung yung pag-invite ng ICI kay Martin Romualdez ay siya ba ay kino-question na ngayon sa mga nawalang pera o mga kinurakot na pera. O, di ko alam kung yun po ang dahilan o kinuha ba siya dyan sa ICI to explain bilang witness. Hindi ko maintindihan ha. Kasi kung pupunta siya dyan para tumulong siya kung ano ang nangyari sa budget, ganun, ganyan, okay man yan. Pero, until now, wala pa talagang nangyari. Hanggang ganyan lang. Di ba? Ilang buwan na itong investigation ng ICI? Ilang buwan na bang ICI? 1 month and a half? 1 o 2 months na ba sila? Pero, wala pa ring anggulo na nakapagturo na papunta dito kay Zaldico o kay Martin Romualdez. Kasi confident siya confident pa siya na nandyan siya to speed up the So meaning to say, kitang kung ganun po ang pananalita ni Martin Romualdez, inanalyze natin yan kasi sabi nila hindi raw open to public ang hearing. Yan ang patay tayo dyan. Hindi kasi open to public. Ay nako. So, ibig ba sabihin kung si Martin Romualdez ay tumutulong sa pagsugpo dito sa corruption, kung sino ang nangungurap doon sa House of Representatives, siya raw, in-invite siya, meaning to say, wala pa ring hustisya ito. Yan lang ang akin wala pa ring hustisya ito. Kasi ang taong bayan, alam na ng taong bayan kung sino Mismo ang mga government officials, alam kung sino. Pero, kaya nga, itong ICI, useless. For me that's my own opinion. Useless pa rin. Ulitin natin sa mga hindi nakakita.
Magandang umaga. While not a member of the bicameral Congress Committee, I will share any and all information.
Hindi ka nga member sa BICAM. Pero, ano nangyari? Ano nangyari?
To help determine the truth and to give all the facts and information, I will be here to help in any way to speed up the resolution of the fact-finding investigation.
Parang itinanggi na hindi siya, parang ganun ba? Tinanggi na niya na hindi siya membro ng BICAM. Pero isa ka naman doon sa BICAM, di ba? Isa ka, nandoon ka. Di ba? Nagkamayan pa nga kayo ni Cheese Escudero. Nandoon si Grace po. Di ba? So, yun na. Wala na. Depende na yan. No? Ako, sa totoo lang, wala na akong pag-asa dyan sa ICI na yan. Sa totoo, wala na. Pati dyan sa Senado, wala na. Kapag hindi si Marcoleta ang Blue Ribbon Committee, wala nang pag-asang may hustisya tayo dito sa korupsyon na ito. Yan, totoo yan. Yan ang aking paniniwala. Ito naman, no? Para magbigay linaw, itong si Singson sa ICI, in-interview ni Karen Davila. Gaano nga ka-transparent ang ICI? Tingnan natin. Pasok.
Welcome back to Head Start. Independent Commission for Infrastructure member Rogelio Singson sits down for an exclusive interview with Head Start's Karen Davila. The former DPWH secretary acknowledges the tall order of probing corruption in government, but he also appeals to the public to give the ICI a chance to do its job after being criticized over a lack of transparency. Take a look.
Thank you so much for this interview. Thank you for joining us. First, I think it's important that we do a bit of profile how you got here in the first place. Why did you take the job?
In the past, especially in government, I've always accepted pioneering jobs. So like BCDA, walang kaparis yun, no? When we did the bidding for Fort Bonifacio, there was nothing like it, no? Even my first job was on family planning, if you will. But aside from that, this one was rather difficult to decide on because I thought I was in my last quarter of my life, no, and then last 3 minutes pa, no. So, in fact, a former boss said, "Mahilig ka naman sa self-inflicted pain."
Okay.
So, anyway, and my advocacy has always been related to this thing. So, I had no choice, but of course, against the wishes of my family. In fact, my wife was really crying when I told her that I had accepted, and my children, sabi niya, why did you have to bring us here? No? So anyway, so I had to apologize and pasensya na kayo. Your dad is crazy about this thing, so that's it.
Now, did the president ask you personally, and what did he say that made you say yes, that you couldn't turn him down?
Actually, Karen, to tell the truth, there were a lot of feelers about DPWH. No? And I said, with the situation, I don't think I'll even pass first base in the Commission of Appointments. Kasi kung makikita mo yung mga membro, sila yung medyo involved. No? So, I've identified 2 persons in the existing cabinet, and I talked to both of them, and of course, at the end of the day, sabi ko si Secretary Vince would be very ideal for that. He's young, and he's aggressive, and he knows members of Congress and so on. So, finally, nung na-appoint na si Secretary Vince, sabi niya sa akin, why don't we work together? Punta ka doon sa DOTR. Sabi ko, not my cup of tea. So, finally, this ICC came about. No? So, this was a hard decision.
ICI. Baka ma-ICC ka, sir.
ICI. Sorry. ICI, correct. Yeah. It was a difficult decision.
Yeah, but what did the president tell you?
Not even directly, but only feelers. No? And I said, sure. At the end of the day, it was really also Vince Dizon who said, tanggapin mo na so we can work together. That's why we work together well.
Ngayon nung napili na kayong tatlo ng Malacanang, did the president give instructions to the 3 of you?
No, the instructions were given directly to the chairman, Chairman Andy Reyes. And it was very clear. No? The mandate was go to wherever the evidence leads you. Walang sasantuhin dito.
Ngayon halos isang buwan na ang ICI.
Barely.
Barely. From the time the 3 of you took your oath, I want to ask you, what is your reaction, frankly, to the resignation of Mayor Ben Magalong?
I'll be very candid. No? Ben Magalong and I go a long way, no? Even before this thing happened. In fact, kausap ko siya this morning. So, I was really caught by surprise. No? And later on, as things unraveled, apparently, talagang nasaktan siya dun sa press statement. And I think he said that also. So we continue to work for anti-corruption because he's very active. In fact, I invited him when I was active in the Management Association to speak before MAP, yung LGUs for Good Governance. No? So it's there. Our relationship go a long way, and not because he resigned, they also cut off. No?
Pag-usapan na natin mismo ang trabaho sa ICI. Unang-una, dumarami po sir ang nananawagan na dapat ang ICI is more transparent. Ano po ang dahilan? Bakit ayaw ng live streaming ng ICI?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, no, we have been in the past asking witnesses. We've been calling in people whose names were coming out to give us more information that will stand in court. No? Because as you see, the mandate of ICI based on EO 94 is for us to investigate. No? So, para kaming pulis. Nakakita ka na ba ng pulis na nag-iimbestiga na may medyang nakakover? Hindi naman eh. No? So, we're trying to get as much information, and they have to sign off affidavits and mga...
Okay man yang sinabi niya. Kasi po paras lang ng i-investigate, hindi kailangan maisa publiko. Pero ang kinatakakutan ng taong bayan, baka may padulas na mangyari. At may usapan behind the di ba? After the hearing, di natin alam. Pwede kayong bayaran kung kanong halaga. Yan ang kinatakutan ng taong bayan.
Exhibits so that when we complete a particular case, it will stand with the ombudsman na hindi na uulitin. Remember, people are expecting that kami magpapakulong. I'm already telling you, hindi kami magpapakulong. The process, unfortunately, is from the investigation, from ICI, we bring it to the ombudsman. The ombudsman looks at it, reviews it, and if there's probable cause, then submits it to Sandigan Bayan. Unfortunately, ganun yung...
Kung ganun po yung proseso, no, malaki ang chance na si Saldico at si Martin Romualdez ligtas. Kasi baka nakakalimutan ninyo, si Martin Romualdez ay pinsan ni Bongbong Marcos. At si Romualdez, kaalyado yan ng mga Marcos at ni Martin Romualdez. Di ba? maraming pwedeng mangyari behind the camera, behind the hearing. Yun lang masasabi ko dyan.
Yung proseso natin, legally, ang haba niyan. I'll tell you about two international gold standards for anti-corruption. This is ICAC of Hong Kong and CPIB, the Bureau on Anti-Corruption Practices in Singapore. Doon, all of this combined in one agency. Walang pasahan. So talagang sila, they can raid the house and then they can bring people to jail. Isang only one body. Unfortunately, that's not how our structure is. No? Tatlo. They can even go after members of the parliament. No? That's how strong it is. Dito, I'm still at a loss. How do you get members of Congress?
May inimbitahan kayong miyembro ng Kongreso, pero bago po yun, what do you think would happen if the hearings were live streamed? Ano ba ang minus?
We will be telegraphing certain information, mabubulabog, no? To tell you very candidly. So, there were other members of, I've been very active in MAP, no? So they finally understand why. Pero kung hindi naman sensitive, meetings, agreements on cooperation, we invite media. And unfortunately, we finally have a spokesperson, si Attorney Brian, who is doubling up as spokesperson and executive director. So ang usapan with him is inform the media as often as you can but hold regular press briefings twice a week. No? So yun ang utos na sa kanya.
For transparency
for
purposes.
transparency. So every time that there's something significant that comes out, so ini-inform the media, like we recommended ILBO, no, to these people. Everyone binanggit niya dun sa press release niya. No? So I think, unfortunately, as I said, we only had him last week. No? In fact, lahat ng staff doon, karamihan wala pang kuwan because the staffing pattern from BBM has not been released yet.
So Secretary Babes, do you believe that a live stream will ever be reconsidered, or yung totoo lang, the three of you have agreed not to go there?
We are looking at consider two options. One, what we would refer to as executive session, where we have critical witnesses that we want to really get as much information with proper documentation, pictures, sino yung kausap, kailan, and so on and so forth. No? And other sessions, no, kung general information lang din naman yung inaasahan namin, no, we can live stream that. No? Our hearings are actually nakatape.
So may pruweba. Oo, recorded.
Of course.
Oo.
Video and voice recorded.
Has there been a smoking gun?
Meron na. So, ayaw lang namin ispook yung mga pwede naming habulin. Because the other remedy, as I mentioned, if we wait for the legal process, ang haba niyan. So, there are administrative remedies. No? Ito yung pinag-uusapan namin with AMLA, with the BIR, with Bureau of Customs, with the banking system. May mga nagsasuggest nga, why don't you demonetize the 1,000?
Do you agree with that?
That's not for me to decide.
Okay.
No? You can imagine panic sa merkado yan. No? Imbis na baka mamiso o ibayad mo.
Okay, balikan natin ang kapangyarihan ng ICI based on the EO. So number one, the ICI may recommend preventive suspension of public officials. Is this correct? You can freeze assets or recommend departure orders, recommend...
Ito na nga mga kabalita. Ano na ang masasabi nyo patungkol sa balitang ito? Please comment down below mga kabalita. Pag-usapan natin yan sa comment section. At kung di ka pa nakasubscribe sa ating channel, baka naman